Hello everybody, uh, got some news for you. Are you a Skyrim Xbox user? Or maybe you just wanted to know what was happening with the Windhelm mod. That's what I'm calling it for now. I might not be the final name, but anyhow. Two guys, Adams and Basspainter, made a port of Return to Helgen. It's currently work in progress. It's on Bethesda's site, link below. And the only thing apparently that's wrong with it so far is the lip sync files. And I think that's more my fault because they didn't know that the editor wouldn't automatically pack the audio and the scripts. I told them about that. I forgot to tell them he didn't pack the lip sync files either on the audio. So Bass Painter's turned the Windows media files into fuss files. He's made the lip sync files. So that particular issue should be resolved shortly. In a few weeks, it should be out of work in progress and be a full release. So good work, Bass Painter. Good work, JJ Adams. Fantastic, you know. Saved me a job, so I'm happy. And I haven't got a console to test these things on, so it would have been much harder for me to do this my way because I'm very fussy. I don't like leaving things half tested. I'm a full tester, mate. I'm not a half tester. Part of the problems I had in the past with people is they would edit my work, not test it, introduce bugs, then tell everybody the bugs were in my original version. And I'd get a flood of bug reports, which I'd have to test and found out it wasn't in my version at all, it was in the edited version. When I said, it's in your version, you fix it, right? They'd explode at me and flame me for telling them to fix their own bugs. And they'd bully me because I was stupid enough to let them edit my work. And that's where the flaming started way back in the day, because that's what happened. I'd tell people, yeah, you could edit my work if you want, and then they'd flame me to promote their work. I'm not having any of that. I don't like bullying. I'm not a school kid. I wasn't a school kid back then. I'm not a school kid now. And now J.J. Adams and Basspainter have not done anything like that. They've been good as gold. They've got on with it, right? They've got the job done. Hats off to them, right? Simple as that. Anybody that finishes the job they start, you know, hats off. In the future, though, they did the work on the port. If you want to support them, brilliant. Remember, these guys are familiar with the porting system now. I'm not, right? If you want them to port more work across, support them. If you want to donate to them, donate to them. I'm not going to kick off if you donate to them for porting Helgen across. They did the work, they deserve it. If the porting across is important to you, you donate to them, right? That's assuming they ask for donations. They might not. I don't know what they're doing in that regard. I'm just making it clear I've got no objection to it. Just understand, right, that whilst the audio that I made and the graphics I made belong to me, right, everything else made with the editor belongs to Bethesda, and they do take issue if you try selling mods. It's a copyright issue, so don't sell mods. You can do anything you like with my files as far as I'm concerned, but don't sell mods, right? And if Bethesda see this and they want to use it, you go right ahead and use it, Bethesda, right? I'm a modder, right? So I'm just glad, you know, you've got no problem with me making mods for your game. So I'm fine with that. As long as I don't get problems from it because of something you said and done, I'm happy. Anyway, we all gamers, we all enjoy games, and the good news is the potential sequel to Return to Helgen. I say potential because it depends how I approach it. But if I do approach it right, it will start at the end of the Civil War, roughly after you become Emperor. Right? It'd be after, but it won't be after you become Emperor. It'll be at the end of the Civil War, right? So I will avoid mentioning the Emperor word, right? And you'll have Ulfric. Right, Ulfric will be found to be a traitor and he'll be gone, leaving the Windhelm throne vacant. And from that moment on, you're going to get trouble from the Falmor. Right? So it'll be a war with the Falmor mod with a heavy bias in Nordic law. You're kind of talking UKIP, Ku Klux Klan type bias, where where the Falmor basically, you know, the Europeans, the black community, all the minority groups that these haters, these nationalistic haters hate, because it's going to be a very dark, one-sided nationalistic look, that is. consider it a look at society from the nationalist point of view, right? So if you're a Trump fan, this is for you. He says if you're a UKIP fan, this is for you. I'm a Remainer, right? So I'm none of these things, but I understand that you have talked to lots of them, right? And you're going to get a very, very dark one-sided humans versus the elves look at humanity, right? And the elves are going to be the same. They're going to respond the same way. They're going to think elves first. You know, UKIP, they're going to think Brexit, they're going to be thinking Trump. It's that kind of attitude, right, from both directions. Yes, now, I'm not a politically correct person. Do not expect me to be politically correct. Expect me to confront these very public problems head on, right? And I mean head on, and you will see what I mean. But at the same time, I'm going to immerse you in some law, some Nordic versus elf law, which is what Bethesda have been doing all along, if you've been paying attention, right? You might get a glimpse of it if you go through the Dark Elf sector of Windhelm. That's what I'm talking about. But anyhow, if it all goes right, as soon as that civil war's over, Ulfric's going to be found to be a traitor. His dossier is going to turn up, and that's going to kickstart the whole mod. At which point you'll have two mods running side by side, or if you Stormcloak one mod, and War with the Fallen will be inevitable either way. Which means lots and lots and lots of new locations, things to explore, battles to fight, deep lore. And if you want to see me finishing it, and you want to see JJ and that lot part it across, make sure you support JJ and Basspainter now, right? Because if you don't support them, if you give them a shit, if you scare them off, they might not be there to port this one across when it's finished. And you want them to be there, trust me, right? So you stand by them. They worked hard for you. See you in the next one.